Hi guys, today we're going to install a water pump kit on a Yamaha 4-stroke 90 horsepower engine. At this point I already removed everything out. The pump was totally bad, all broken up. The little impeller was all broken up. It was just in pieces. This is the brand new one that we're going to install. But once I remove everything, I went ahead and checked uh, uh, the bottom base housing of the water pump. This one usually gets a lot of corrosion, so I just cleaned it the best of my ability. You can still see there's a little bit of corrosion in there, but as long as the surface is nice and clean and it's straight and level, we should be able to just do it real quick. Um, I cleaned it all out. I already put the O-ring into the groove. There's some little O-ring over here. I already put it in there. I put the gasket on it. I had another O-ring here, and I went ahead and put some indices on the contact here, the one that is going to go into the lower unit. The way what I'm gonna do it is just gonna slide it in there. I have a bolt over here, just to kind of line up the gasket and everything else. It's just press it in. That's it. Just press it in there. Should be able to do it real quick. Here we go. It's there. Make sure that all the four holes they're lined up nice. Then we're gonna start putting all of the gaskets and everything else. Gonna put the gasket for the housing. Put it right there. Make sure that all of the holes line up, and also the dowel pins they line up. Make sure they're in there correctly. And then the plate, this is the plate that is going to be at the bottom of the impeller. Make sure that these little indentations, I don't know if you can see them, the little indentations right there, you can see them right there. Those, they gotta go at the bottom of it, and then make sure that the smooth surface is on top. That way it's doing its job. If you put it the other way around, well, the impeller is gonna get in there, crushed in there, it's just gonna shave it all out. You don't want that. At this point we have the all of the gaskets in there. Make sure that it doesn't want to come up. It's gonna come up for a little bit, but that's alright. At this point we got that, and also we gotta have the gasket. Make sure that the gasket goes first before the impeller, otherwise you're not gonna be able to put it in there. You might be able to do it, but you might damage the gasket. So once again, make sure that the holes line up with the dowels right there, and then we're gonna put the woodruff key in there. Just put it in there. Alright. Make sure it looks straight. Pretty much got it. Now the impeller, you see those little, like a little picture there. I don't know if you can see it. You see the little picture, the little fins out of this little picture. And you can see them. Those basically tells you, since the little picture looks like this, I don't know, that tells you that the fins are gonna bend this way. Okay, so when you put it in there, you want to make sure that the shaft rotates clockwise. So when it gets put in there, it gets put in, the right way with the little fins bent this way. Oh, another thing is the impeller itself has a little notch inside of it. That notch is gonna go through the woodruff key. It's gonna slide into it, and then on the other side there's nothing. So that means that is this part right here is gonna go through it, and obviously it's gonna stop right there. So once again, you can use some silicone based lubricant to slide it in. I already have it lubed up. So another thing, you see the slot right there, and then there's the fin right there. I will grab that fin with my 2 fingers, and that's gonna tell me that that's where the slot is, and that is my woodruff key. So I'm gonna put it in there. I'm gonna lower it down, and it goes. Cool. So I will lift it up a little bit. There you go. So we don't damage the gasket just yet. Once again, my housing, the impeller housing, I already put once again a little bit more lube. I use this brand. Oops, this is just my Napa, so you can check it out. This is what I use. I use for a lot of things. Put it in there. Put a lot of it. I would say please put a lot of it, just so you don't have hard startup on it. Now there is a little indentation on top of the metal housing. That's gonna go like facing your on this side. You're gonna face it towards you, because of the housing has a couple of more indentations inside of it. You can see it, and those you're gonna lock in there. There it is. And make sure that it locks correctly. If it's not correctly lined up, you'll see it like this. You see that metal is not perfectly in there. It's not perfectly centered. Well, you can actually check it out. It's not all the way in there. So it's offset for the purpose of making sure that you're lined up correctly. So rotate it a little bit, and now you can see it. It went through perfectly. And then on the other side, there it is, perfectly in there. So, a little mark, a little indentation, it's gonna go towards me. I'm gonna put it in there. And then we're gonna bend the fins a little bit, so it goes. And once it starts going, it'll just go in there. It might pop out of there, just because you know the rubber's making a lot of pressure. So like it is right now, it's not all the way in there, so you kind of move it a little bit. So now you know that that mark is this way. It will be, if the boat's going that way, it will be, you know, on your port side or left side. And the little indentation, it's gonna be on this side of the plastic housing. All right. Before I do that, and I have the housing on my hands, make sure that you replace the little. There's like a little grommet in here. In there, you just put it in there. That's gonna be for your water tube pickup. And then there's a little cover that goes in there. Make sure that you tighten it up. I'll tighten it up here in a second. Just want to get going on this. Alright, so the way I do it is I pick up the metal housing just a little bit and just rotate it a little bit, just a little bit. You'll see why. Bring it in there, so it's not all the way in there. So I'm gonna try to look for it. You see how it went down a little bit? it goes. Make sure that that dowel is lined up at the front of the cover. There we go. If it turns smooth, the silicone all over the place. So I put a little bit of anti-seize on the threads of the bolts, on all my bolts. This water pump, it lasted 4 years, and when I removed the bolts, it came out just perfectly. I had no problems in taking it out. Do use a something that it doesn't have any copper. Copper around here in your boat is bad news for you. It starts the electrolysis, and that's how a lot of things get bad in your engine. So put all of those fours, put them all down, you tighten them, and I'm not sure, but I would say, like in all of these water pumps, this is about 29 foot-pounds of torque to all of them. If you're not sure, call a dealership. I don't know, yours could be different than mine, but this process goes to a lot of the outboard engines. This could be also an F-75, F-90, F-100. And I think on the 115 it's just a little bit different, but it's basically the same process. Basically the same process all the way up to I would say 150, but the 150 there's a little bit difference. The pump's just, the plate is just a little bit bigger, but the process is the same. Don't feel bad or anything about, you know, just ask me whatever. I might be able to help you out. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.